I'd like to introduce David Slane. He's living here in Costa Rica, and he wants to tell you his story about why he came here, why he likes the country, and just his general experiences.
Well, hi, my name's David Slane. I'm retired here in Costa Rica. I'm a retired lawyer from Oklahoma. I've been retired here for, since about July, February, something like that. I guess my story is what brought me here is about 16 years ago, my wife passed away. And I decided after her death to just focus on my family, and I raised my children, raised my family. I was totally dedicated to that. And then I realized at some point that I was going to have life after that, and that's what brought me to Costa Rica. So what I did whenever I was considering where to retire is I sort of made a short list. I made a short list of places that I'd been basically on vacation. I considered Mexico, Cancun, Costa Rica. I'd been to Peru. I thought about Panama, Nicaragua, that sort of thing, and I made a short list. And I guess what was really important was, could I afford, did I have a budget that I could live in one of those countries? I was concerned about, is it a safe place? Does it have good health care? Does it have good transportation? Those were the kind of factors and things that went into my considering Costa Rica. And I found that Costa Rica just fit the entire bill. It was just a fantastic place. I loved the people here. I loved the weather. I found that housing was affordable. You could find whether you wanted to rent or buy. I found that they have an excellent health care. So I guess what I started out doing, and many of you may have done it, is I sort of did my research. I started doing my due diligence. I'd get on the internet and I would Google things and research countries, what it costs to live there, what's available. And then at some point I realized, okay, this is my short list. Now I need to sort of have boots on the ground. I need to go there and see what's available, see what I could afford, see if I like it, and decide for myself, is this some place that I envision the next chapter of my life? And at some point I realized that I really needed somebody to help me. And I needed somebody that could help me, that had knowledge of the country, somebody that was trustworthy, somebody that was honest. And I found in those three things, Chris really fit the bill. He was somebody that you could really depend on because he was very knowledgeable of this country. He was very trustworthy of information, and he was
Okay.
So I realized that beyond just the due diligence, I needed to sort of have boots on the ground. I needed to come to Costa Rica, and I really needed to see. But then it went a step further, that I really needed to be able to trust someone that I could get information. And I found that I needed three things. I needed somebody who had knowledge of the country. I needed somebody that was trustworthy, that is not only trustworthy that the information they were going to give me was good information, but also I could share a little bit of myself. You know, this is how much money I get each month, Chris. Do you think I could live in Costa Rica? That sort of thing. And then I needed somebody that was honest, that could give me an honest opinion about, this is a good area, this would be a safe place to go, this is good health care, this is where you go for transportation. And I found that Chris fits the bill on all three of those things. He really is somebody that you can trust to help you. One of the things I would encourage people to think about is, this is really maybe the first time, maybe the only time in your life that everything is really completely up to you. What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? Where do you want to live? What are the expectations that you have? And I found that Chris was able to help me with that, help me with the information I needed to make those good decisions. And so he's somebody who can help you with all of the information that you really need. I mean, is it housing, renting or buying? Is it transportation? Is it safety? This is a very politically safe country. It's stable. It's not going to be overturned tomorrow. What about restaurants? I mean, do you like the local food? Do you want international dining? I mean, they have all of those things here. And so, you know, do you need banking? Do you need immigration? He can help you with. And I think that Chris can also help you with the idea that do you want to be around other expats? Is it easy to meet expats? Do you want to immerse yourself in the culture? Do you really want to be with the local people? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? Do you want to live by the beach? Do you want to live in the mountains? Do you want to live in the city where there's a vibrant nightlife? What is it that you want? And he can help you with all those things. I think healthcare, you cannot forget about healthcare. The reality is, as we get older, we're going to need healthcare. Do you have insurance? Will your insurance work here? Do you need to buy insurance here? What is it that you need to do? Can you get your pharmaceutical medications here? He can help you with all that information. And I found that that's just invaluable in relocating. Did I not quite? Also, for me, one of the really most important things was safety. I wanted to make certain that I was safe wherever I was going to be in Costa Rica. If I needed emergency care, what if I had an accident? Heaven forbid I have an unexpected illness. Could I get to a clinic or a doctor or a hospital? Chris knows these locations. He knows whether that's available for you. And I think that's critical. The other thing, obviously, was I needed to be able to access my money. I mean, can I live here on Social Security, a small pension, an investment that I have? Do I have enough money? Do I set up banking here in Costa Rica, or do I use banking in the U.S. and just access the money? I really had to think about all of those things. Do I want to buy a car? Do I want to just use the public transportation? They have excellent public transportation that's safe. I also think that one of the things that I had to consider was the fact that I do have 4 children at home, and I would want to return back to the U.S. frequently, and I wanted to be somewhere where I could travel back and have the easy access. To give you an example, I can be in Oklahoma and get on a flight at 6 o'clock and be having lunch in Costa Rica, and vice versa. So that was very convenient for me. Do I need to buy a car? Do I want to rent a car? Or give you an example, I hopped on a bus, and in an hour and 10 minutes I was at the beach, and it cost me $5 or $6. So it was very affordable. It was comfortable. Those are the kind of things that make things nice, that make it enjoyable for you. There's restaurants here that you can get literally any type of food that you want. The other thing is, I think that it's helpful to have the knowledge of something as simple as shopping. Where are the grocery stores? Are there Walmarts? Are there local stores? Do I go and buy the fresh fruits and vegetables? Do I want to eat a healthy lifestyle? Do I want to go out at night? Do I want to go have a glass of wine? Do I want to go to a casino and enjoy myself? Do I want to go to some activities? I mean, there's literally activities all over this country. Many things that you can do. You want to play golf. You want to go fishing. You want to volunteer in a local community. There's so many activities out there that you can do. But in order to be able to find those things, it's awfully helpful to have a person that can help you come to Costa Rica, give you the resources that you need, and then you can begin your process of really starting the next, if you will, chapter or the next phase of your life. And I found that Chris is really somebody to do that. One of the things that, for me personally, is because I'm only 56 and so I'm retiring a little bit early, I don't receive my Social Security yet, it's important that I be able to speak with my business back home, to be able to talk to my office, if you will. And so Chris was somebody that could help you with getting internet. We have really fast internet here, just like in the U.S. Cell phones. I have a cell phone where people can call me directly. They can get a hold of me for legal advice. My office can reach me about appointments. So there's really access to technology that you might not find in other countries, but you need to have somebody help you. Another thing that might sound trivial, but I'm a history junkie. I like to watch the History Channel. I like to watch documentaries on World War II and different things. And so here in Costa Rica, you can literally have live streaming service on your phone, on your television, in your home. You can have it right off of your computer. And you really can have some of the conveniences of home right here in Costa Rica. So you don't have to give up all that. And for some people that's in business, it's critical because you may need to still have that link back to the U.S. and be able to communicate. I know I talk to my office every day or two here in Costa Rica. I know they send me documents by email, and I'm able to make revisions and corrections. And some people may have to do that with their business while they're in Costa Rica. So yes, you're relocating, but you still got to keep that connection back to the U.S. Also, when you come here, I think you're going to be introduced to a new culture. You aren't, as they say, you know, in The Wizard of Oz, you're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. You're in Costa Rica. And so you come to the realization that, you know, it is a Spanish-speaking country. They do have different cultures and values here. But I would say that for the most part, you can get by with English. Most people here do speak English. You probably need to have survival Spanish so that you can, you know, under a tight situation, you can communicate. You know, I need to know the word manual. I got to go to the bathroom. I need to know how to get to the hospital, how to get to the clinica. So some of that survival Spanish, and Chris can help you with that. As a language teacher and that sort of thing, not only can he help you with that, but he can also introduce you to the places where you can do that and get what training or education you need to get by. One of the things I think that you have to at least consider and think about is psychologically, changing from one country to another is a little bit scary. Let's face it, you're finishing your lifestyle there, maybe selling your largest asset, your home, and you're completely setting up new shop in a new place, and it's a little bit scary. And I think that you need to make certain that you have somebody that you can trust to help you with that, because candidly, I couldn't afford to make those kind of mistakes. I can't buy 2 or 3 houses. I can't buy and sell and make mistakes like that. And I think that to have somebody like Chris on your side that you can pick his brain, you can ask his honest opinion, will help you avoid some of the mistakes and pitfalls that could really get you hemmed up, could really hurt you. And I think that's important, because you can't just say, I'm going to go do this without thinking it through. I think that you really should consider going with Chris, asking him to help you, taking one of his tours, because you really want to do this right. You want to do it the right way, and you want to do it with as least amount of mistakes as you can get away with. Listen, take it from a guy who spent almost 30 years of my life and my career as a lawyer helping people fix mistakes that cost them a lot of money, a lot of aggravation, and a lot of time. Avoid that. Really take the time and get with someone, and I really think Chris is the person that can help you with this. Get with him, get the information, make the decisions, and make a lifestyle that you want. Get out of the mindset of just being on vacation and get into the mindset of relocating and retiring in Costa Rica. I think that before you make all the decisions, you have to have in the back of your mind the reality that Costa Rica might not be for everybody. You may come here and you may set up shop and set up your life and your home and everything, and for some reason, sometimes even unexpectedly, maybe a health concern that you have that you got to go back, maybe it's a family member that you've got to go back and help, you may have to have an exit strategy. You're going to buy a house, you're going to be able to sell it, is it going to be on the market for 30 days or 5 years? And so you really need to think about those things, and I think Chris has the information to be able to show you where you can locate, where you can buy beautiful homes, and if something, heaven forbid, does happen or it doesn't work out for you, you can hit that button and you can go back without losing.
I'd like to thank David for doing this video for me and sharing his experience so that my viewers can see that this information isn't just coming from me. Other people have similar stories and echo my sentiments.
Well, you're welcome, Chris, and I hope that it can be helpful to people, because I know you're trying to help many people, and hopefully they'll find it useful.